this is my second video for 2016, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I made a pair of simple flat gold glittery ballerina pumps. I'll talk you through each of the stages as I go along, and then at the very end I will do a bit of a recap on how I think the project went overall and what would change if I was to do the whole thing over again. I've been setting myself monthly challenges, so although this is actually a little bit late, this was supposed to be my challenge for February, but I only just finished making the pair at the end of the month, so I've just about got the footage together and it's March now. So sorry if you're expecting the video earlier, if you do watch them, but if you're new to my channel or if this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, then I hope you enjoy it.
Update number 1. So for this pattern I decided to split it into 2 pieces, mainly because of the fabric pieces that I've got for this. They're actually sized A4 and I can't fit a whole pattern in one onto one sheet, so I decided to split it into 2. So I've got the front panel, and then I decided to chop it off where it matches up with the back seam, the side seam, and do the extended piece here. So I've kind of traced along the full pattern that I've previously had, added on a few extra seam allowances, and then chopped it at the side seam point. So that's going to be the trial template for this project. Update number 2. So I've steamed on ahead with the making of the uppers on this one, and the lining and the main fashion fabric are all ready to be going on to the lasts already. So I just need to talk you through it because I've actually adopted a totally different technique this time. So on my last shoemaking project I wasn't happy with how the top seam and the lining met one another, and I'd cemented them together and trimmed the excess away, which is how I'd been taught to do it, but I kind of felt it looked really messy. So what I've actually done with this pair is I sewed them on like you would almost sew a bag together and then turned it inside out. So the top line stitch is actually on the inside here, and then I've turned them out so that this top line stitch is completely non-visible at all. So the lining is in the red leather that I've actually previously used on the last pair, on the red court shoes. I'm using the same material again for the lining. And then this is the glittery fabric. It's a lovely thick fabric, but it came on A4 sheets, and it was like really expensive for the metre roll, and I didn't want a whole metre roll. I wanted just what I needed for the project, so I ended up buying what I wanted in A4 sheets, but I had to adapt the pattern because of it. So my next stage will be to add these onto the last, and I'll last the lining layer first and then the main upper layer. So next call is doing the insoles, then starting the lasting, and then I've got a new fabric for the soles on this as well, and I'll be finishing this in some red velvet trim as well. So I'll be adding some, I want it to be like a crisscross tie up the front and maybe a little red velvet bow on the toe. So that's how they're taking shape so far. Next progress update. So I've made a start on lasting the shoes. As you can see, the top layer's not been done yet, but I've been making a start on lasting the lining layer, which you can sort of see here. There's still quite a lot of work to do. So the next stage would be to finish lasting the lining layers and then get lasting the glittery upper before cork fillering, and then doing the soles, and then doing some red trim to finish off. I've steamed on ahead and I've finished lasting the shoe. So let's have a quick look through. So there's the side, there's the toe, the inside, and the back. And then underneath, you can see it's all lasted and the cork filler's been added as well. So the only thing left to do now is the soles. And then what I plan on doing is just putting a little red velvet bow on the toe here. But I'll see how it looks when the soles are added. I may end up changing my mind. I do tend to do that quite often. So here they are, the completed shoes. Here's the toe. You can see I've added the red velvet bow and then also a red velvet side trim as well. And there's the soles, black rubber soles. There we go, job done.
So that's it, that's the project completed and finished. Overall, I was really happy with how the project went. I do feel like I've come on leaps and bounds yet again. I try and make sure that I make a page of notes and do alterations every time I make it one of these monthly shoe challenges. And I do feel like I've been continuing to get better and better every time, and that was the same for this project. However, as always, when you're learning and you're doing hand sewing, there's always room for error, and kind of what I felt this time round was that with the material, the lasting was really difficult because the glittery material was really difficult to stretch and it kept wanting to bunch. And I think part of the reason for that as well was my new sewing technique of the top line. It didn't kind of take into account that the material would want to ruche up. But overall I think they're really sweet little slippers and I think I'll enjoy wearing them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got all the way through to the end, then thank you so much for watching, and then hopefully I'll be a bit more timely with my March challenge, so that should be in a couple of weeks. Thanks very much, bye!